Today, we take another step forward in moving Louisville in a new direction. A new direction requires a new organizational structure to more effectively and efficiently serve our community. So today, I'm thrilled to announce the first part of this reorganization and some of the incredible people who are joining my administration and will help lead our city forward. This diverse group of highly motivated and dedicated individuals will manage much of the day-to-day operations of Metro government. They all share my sense of urgency, commitment to transparency, and reflect a diversity of age, experience, geography, race, gender, and opinions that will create an incredibly strong team to make our city safer, stronger, and healthier. They have experience in the private, nonprofit, and public sectors, a deep working knowledge of our city and city government. They have strong relationships with Metro Council members, neighborhood leaders across Louisville, business and civic leaders, organized labor, and the faith community. We plan to work in partnership with others, and every one of us here today is ready to get to work for the people of Louisville. So, let's get to the announcement of these amazing people who are joining our team. First, Barbara Sexton Smith will serve as Deputy Mayor. Nicole George will serve as Deputy Mayor of Public Health and Services. David James, Deputy Mayor, Emergency Services. Dana Mayton, Deputy Mayor, Operations and Budget. David Kaplan, Chief of Staff and General Counsel. And Keisha Dorsey, Deputy Chief of Staff. Additionally, as announced last week, Interim Chief of Police Jackie Gwynn Villaroel will report directly to me and will also be a member of our senior leadership team. So let me just tell you a little bit more about these incredible people who are joining our administration. Barbara Sexton Smith will serve as Deputy Mayor pursuant to KRS 67C 105. Barbara will lead several new offices within the Mayor's office that will focus on some of our administration's priorities, and she will also serve as a key advisor to our administration. Barbara's had an incredibly successful career in the private, nonprofit, and public sectors. She's the former CEO of the Fund for the Arts, and she most recently served as District 4 Metro Councilwoman from 2017 to 2021. Everyone who knows Barbara knows she has an incredible amount of energy and shares my sense of urgency, and I couldn't be more excited to continue to work with her. Nicole George will be serving as Deputy Mayor of Public Health and Services. In this role, Nicole will lead the Public Health Department, Public Works, and several other city departments. She is a lifelong resident of Louisville South End and has spent her career working with families to improve child safety and well-being. I first met Nicole a couple of years ago, and we spent a lot of time over the past years getting to know each other running through the neighborhoods of South Louisville. She shares my passion for running. And through that, we had a chance to talk a lot about the city today, its future, as well as meet individuals together. We are all in Louisville very fortunate to have had your service on Metro Council, and we're fortunate that Nicole will continue to serve our city in this new role. David James will serve as Deputy Mayor, Emergency Services. In this role, David will lead the Louisville Fire Department, Corrections, EMS, and several other city departments. David is a lifelong Louisvillian and has spent the past 12 years on Metro Council. Most recently, and still currently, David serves as president of the Metro Council. He has an extensive law enforcement background. After attending the University of Louisville, he served on the Louisville Police Department. He's also served as the commissioner of the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation and was part of the University of Louisville Police Department. David lives in Old Louisville, and he has spent his life committed to this city, to our city government. As I've gotten to know David over the past 2 years, my admiration of him has only grown, and I couldn't be more excited, David, that we're going to be able to continue working together. Dana Mayton will serve as Deputy Mayor, Operations and Budget. Dana will lead the city's Office of Management and Budget, Human Resources, and several other city departments. Dana has more than 30 years of experience as an attorney, public servant, and public policy professional. Dana is a former Deputy Attorney General in Kentucky, the former General Counsel of the University of Louisville, and she currently serves as the District Director for Congressman John Yarmouth. She has committed her life to our state and our city. She is a consummate public servant, and Dana, we're excited to continue working with you in this new capacity. David Kaplan will serve as Chief of Staff and General Counsel. David has been practicing as an attorney for over 25 years in the private sector and public sector. David is a former Assistant Attorney General in Kentucky, and he also served as Chief of Staff to then Speaker of the House, Jody Richards, in Frankfort. He was a partner with Frost Brown Todd and later co-founded Kaplan, Johnson, Abate, and Byrd, a law firm with which he will remain affiliated. David has also been a committed community volunteer, including serving as the chair of the board of the Jewish Heritage Fund for Excellence, a $300 million foundation that is dedicated to improving the lives of people in Louisville. I've known David for many years, and I'm so excited that you're willing to join our team and serve in this capacity. And Keisha Dorsey will be serving as Deputy Chief of Staff. Councilwoman Dorsey has represented District 3 on the Metro Council since 2018. District 3 includes the neighborhoods of Algonquin, California, Park Duval, Park Hill, the city of Shively, and other neighborhoods. Keisha grew up in Portland and in Shively and is a graduate of Oakwood College, and she also received her master's degree from the University of Louisville. She has been an amazing public service. Keisha and I got to know each other well over the past couple years, walking through neighborhoods of Louisville together, getting to know people, learning about the issues facing the issues in your current council district, but also how they impact people across our entire city. Keisha has so much energy, such a love for this city, and she is without a doubt the best singer of all of us here today. Keisha, I'm so excited you're willing to continue to serve our city and work with us. And you all got to meet Interim Chief of Police Jackie Gwynn Billaroel last week. And we are so fortunate, Jackie, that you're willing to not just be Interim Chief of Police, but also work with all of us on our senior leadership team to move Louisville in a new direction. A few final important notes before we all take some questions. First, as our transition team continues its work, we are considering other options to organize our city's approach to economic development. Creating good-paying career path jobs is a key priority of all of ours, and making Louisville an attractive city in which to invest is a focus. Our transition team will continue its work, and we will have an announcement following my inauguration about how this work will be enhanced. Our transition team and I have spoken to many hardworking people who currently work for our city government and will continue to work for our administration. I understand that this time of change can create some uncertainty, and I appreciate your patience as we work through this transition period and launch our administration to move Louisville in a new direction. If you work for city government and haven't yet heard from our transition team or me, please continue to do the important work that you are doing for our city and for our government. I appreciate your commitment to public service. And finally, in terms of a few timing notes, Keisha Dorsey and David James plan to resign their Metro Council seats on January 4th, and along with Councilwoman George, will begin in their new roles on January 5th. The rest of us will all assume our new roles on January 2nd when I am inaugurated. And speaking of inauguration, we hope to have an announcement on Monday. I know last week I said it would be this week, but it will be we expect it to be on Monday regarding the details of our inauguration, and be very excited to share them with you and the entire community. In conclusion, the city of Louisville is so fortunate that all of these individuals have agreed to join our administration and work for the people of Louisville to move our city in a new direction. We have a lot of work to do, but every one of us is so committed and excited to that work ahead that I'm excited for all of Louisville for what's yet to come. Thank you all very much, and we are all available to answer some of your questions.
Mayor-elect Greenberg, could you talk about state law? Does it require any changes, or is that something that's already in the works?
There are no, do you mean with respect to the structure?
4 deputy mayors versus 1, right?
No, there are no changes to state law that are required to make the announcements that we're making here today. As I mentioned, pursuant to KRS 67C, Barbara Sexton Smith will serve as deputy mayor pursuant to that statute, but no other changes to state law are required for this. This is simply a reorganization within the authority of the mayor once I take office in January.
What was the thought process behind breaking it up into 4 different specialties in this case?
We have so many challenges facing our city. Our city city government is over 5,000 people strong, with nearly an $800 million budget. Given the challenges that we have in Louisville today, I thought that our administration could more effectively, efficiently, and better serve the community and address these challenges that we have through this structure. As you can tell, this is an all-star team. And we have an all-star team that are going to be focused on their areas of government, but also we will work together to address the challenges that impact every aspect of city government, like public safety.
Can you explain the process for replacing the Metro Council people who are moving into the mayor's office?
Sure, and if you all want to add to that as well. But under state law, when a Metro Council seat is vacated, the Metro Council has 30 days to appoint the replacement. And so Metro Council will now be aware of the additional vacancies that will be created, and they will have 30 days from David and Keisha's resignations on January 4th to fill those 2 positions.
What offices, for Barbara, you mentioned that there might be some new agencies. Can you get into that?
Stay tuned.
And then, how much did Mayor Abramson maybe help or influence you? I know he kind of had a structure with multiple deputy mayors, so I don't know if you relied on him at all or looked at his administration for past experience.
Yeah, I talked about this during the campaign, that I thought the structure that Mayor Abramson had was an effective and efficient structure that served our city well. There were many people in Mayor Fisher's administration also that did an amazing job serving our city. I just thought, given where we are today as a community, given the challenges that we're facing, and also knowing after conversations with these folks up here that we had the opportunity to keep them involved in leading our city forward, that this structure would work best for our administration and for the city. But looking back at Mayor Abramson's administration and talking with him about his experiences and the experiences of his deputy mayors certainly was a positive influence on this decision.
There's a lot of Metro Council members up there. Is that a specific move to build bridges with that body, or is it just a coincidence?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, certainly working strongly with Metro Council as a partner in our city government is critically important. But it's also a coincidence. It might be the reason why I've gotten to know several of these individuals. But that's not the only reason why they're up here. They're up here because of the strength of their leadership abilities, their creativity, their sense of urgency, their intelligence, and their commitment to public service. I don't know if any of you all would like to add to that.
Craig, you've spoken during your campaign. Obviously, new direction is kind of the overarching theme. Obviously, we have a lot of folks that are going to be familiar to residents that are up there today. Can you explain how your administration is planning to move in a new direction than we've been in for the last 12 years?
To me, a new direction is about a mindset. It's about a sense of urgency. It's about a willingness to partner in new ways with people and organizations that this city has not yet done or haven't done as well as it can be done. And so everyone up here has a unique set of experiences. Everyone up here has incredible, meaningful experiences that are going to inform their job as we move forward. But just because they have experience doesn't mean that they're not ready to move Louisville in a new direction. Those experiences, I believe, will inform their ability to do an even better job of moving Louisville in a new direction. And I can assure everyone in our city that everyone that is part of my administration, everyone that is being announced today, has an incredible amount of energy, excitement, and a sense of urgency to get things done quicker.
What would you say to folks who maybe look at who's up here today and maybe question a new direction with familiar faces? What would you say to them?
Just wait and see. Wait and see. Give us the opportunity to start to make meaningful change for our city, to start to continue the hard work that LMPD is working on right now to improve public safety, to build more affordable housing, to have more kids have opportunities to have access to pre-K, to address the challenges inside of city government and across the city as a whole. Just wait and see, but I am firmly convinced, and I know that we will make a meaningful difference to move Louisville forward. Again, a new direction is about a mindset, a sense of urgency, a commitment to our city, creativity, and open-mindedness, and everyone up here has those characteristics.
There's a group called Community Stakeholders for Change at LMDC, and they held a press conference this morning asking you to publicly state that you will not build a new jail. Are you willing to say that at this point?
Well, as I've said many times before, that is, we have a lot of priorities in our city, and addressing the challenges that the Corrections Department is facing is certainly high up there on the list. We have had a crisis in our jail. There are many things we need to do to address that. Building a new jail is not one of my top priorities at this moment, but fixing the crisis in our correction system is. Addressing that, along with the juvenile justice issues and juvenile detention center, those are going to be some of the key priorities that not just those of us here today, but others within our administration, its state government, and across the city are going to be working on immediately upon taking office.
Sounds like you're not ruling it out, though, down the line.
It is not a priority of mine.
Could Council President James maybe speak a little bit to the ongoing crisis at LMDC? What is the plan for tackling this crisis, moving in a different direction than the current administration has been moving in handling this crisis?
I would simply say that part of the problems that we have had in the past at Metro Corrections has to do with leadership, and some of that has changed, and I'm very grateful to that. A lot of it has to do with engagement and to make sure that we treat the residents of the jail in a way that we protect them, but we also make a point of protecting the staff. And so diving into that and making sure that we do that much better is a part of the idea there. Thank you.
Councilman James, I wanted to ask you about, you're a member of the West End Opportunity Partnership. What does this mean for your membership on that board?
So I'm a member of the West End Opportunity Partnership by virtue of my office as a council person. So once I resign, there will be another council person that will be voted in to take my spot on that board.
Regarding the urgency you've been talking about, December is shaping up to be a particularly violent month in the city of Louisville. How has that changed the conversation now, 1 month from you taking office?
It just gives us even a stronger resolve to make improving public safety our #1 priority. We have to continue the work that our city is doing to do everything possible to reduce the amount of gun violence that is plaguing our city. That has been a focus of mine during the campaign. It will be a focus of mine as mayor. I know that it's a focus of Interim Chief of Police Gwen Biller-Oel and her entire team at LMPD, but we cannot simply police our way to safety. And so my administration, everyone that is part of my administration, all of us up here today, will be working with the community, we'll be working with city agencies on what we can do to address this really epidemic that is plaguing our city.
The message we've been getting out of City Hall for months now is that things are getting better. December seems to be a reversal of that trend and sort of negating some of that progress we've been told about. What are your observations on what's happening right now?
Every time I hear about a shooting, every time I hear about a murder, it hurts and it is tragic, and it's going to be our #1 priority. So it's very unfortunate to see what's happening this month in December, and it is going to continue to be a priority of ours. I don't have enough information to know whether it's an aberration or whether it's a new trend yet.
And this is a question for the interim chief. We had a very high-profile shooting at a shopping mall yesterday, right in the heart of the Christmas shopping season. What are your thoughts on this?
And good morning, everybody, and that is unfortunate. And so what it is that we as a community, and we are the community, LMPD is the community I'm speaking to this morning, everybody has a role to play in public safety overall. And so that is an unfortunate incident that happened yesterday. It was not one of those incidents where we had to look for an active shooter. It was a targeted encounter. But those are the incidents that we are trying to educate the community on, that we need your support. And so some of the inroads that we have actually gained as far as dropping some of this violent crime that you're seeing, it's because of the community has actually bought into LMPD and saying, I want to be a part of the process in solving this violent crime. So I'm speaking to the community today. Keep doing what you're doing and actually continue to be a partner with us, because it is making a difference. And so that difference, I want to make sure that we are actually shouting that out, that we understand this violent crime is still there, and it takes all of us in order to make sure that we get a handle on it. But we are making some true inroads by just for the community actually coming to us and actually providing information, technology, and then good police work being involved.
I wanted to ask, your title has interim in it, but then, of course, in this role, you're part of the senior leadership team. How will your role change specifically as far as your oversight on LMPD once that interim goes away?
So I'm operating now as deputy chief, and then on January the 2nd, that's when I take my new role as interim chief. My message is, and it has been on last Friday, we will continue to do the work that we've been doing. And so my role is to make sure I keep this department focused and drive them in order to make sure that we are serving the community at top level. So my role is not changing because my message is still the same. We all need to work together, get this violent crime down, build community relationships, and continue to move these reforms forward. So there is no change, there's consistency in place.
And Isaiah, just one other quick thing on that point. I just wanted to be clear that Jackie is a key part of our team. So when we're meeting as a team, given the importance and as a reflection of the importance that public safety and improving public safety takes in our entire administration, she will be involved with us when we're talking about things that go beyond LMPD. When we're looking at how we address our homeless crisis, when we're looking at improving parks, issues like that, they all can help play a role in making our city safer. And so to me, it was incredibly important that Jackie be a part of those discussions on our senior leadership team. And as we seek to build trust with the entire community for LMPD and all of city government, and as we seek to have a culture of transparency, it's not just for LMPD, it's the entire city government. And so that's why I thought it was important that she be a part of the senior leadership team.
One last question for the interim chief.
Yes, sir.
Again, the message we've been getting out of City Hall and from the police department is that things have been getting better. December seems to be evidence to the contrary. Where do we stand here? What is your perspective on this?
My perspective on this is that, again, we have individuals that do not have the ability to actually resolve conflict in a manner that is not indicative of actually bringing guns to a conversation of disagreement. So again, we have that. We have individuals that have access to guns and illegal guns at their disposal all the time. So we have that. But my message is, and that we've seen this trend and seen our violent crime go down, again, we still need to stay on course and actually continue to do what we're doing and do it better, but also to tell the community that enough is enough when we're dealing with individuals that choose not to respect our city, and so that everybody has a right to be safe. Let me say this. Every person within Louisville has a right to be safe, to go to school, church, wherever they want to go without having the fear of being a victim. So that is our message. And so for this December, we're going to continue to drive it home that we want everybody to be safe and to build these community relationships and to move this city forward. So I thank you for your question.
One or two more things. Greg, is it safe to assume that you said that the new chief is going to be reporting directly to you? Is it safe to assume that the chief of public safety position is not going to be part of your administration?
That's correct. David will serve as deputy mayor for emergency services. As I mentioned, the fire department, corrections, EMS, and other other departments that are involved in emergency services will report to David, and Jackie and LMPD will report directly to me.
Mayor Light Greenberg, can you share your thoughts on pilot programs like Hope Village and maybe plans on what your plans are for people living on the streets?
Yes, as we've been talking about for 2 years now, addressing homelessness is a priority of our city and of this administration. And so that is an area that I've been working closely with on my transition team. Keisha, David, and others, and Nicole have been talking to groups around our city that serve the homeless community, and we are working on a comprehensive plan to take action, to make investments, to work with those organizations that are currently serving that community, and what can we do to get more permanent transitory housing for these individuals, and how can we help them get the services that they need, whether it's addiction treatment services, whether it's mental health services, whether it's services to get government IDs so that they can access Medicaid and other services. This will be a big focus of our administration, and we hope to have some announcements on that coming up very soon.
Council President James, you've had a lot of opinions when it comes to guns being on the street. You've mentioned gang violence, things of those nature. Is there a part of you that's disappointed that police, at least some oversight, public safety is not necessarily a part of your role in the senior leadership team?
No, absolutely not. We are a team, and we're all going to work together, and we're going to do everything we can do to make the number one responsibility of government is public safety. And so we're all working to make sure that that happens for everybody.
President
As far
James,
as
with the large number of loose animals on the streets of Louisville, which has created a sincere public safety hazard, is it possible that Louisville Metro Animal Services will be moved under public safety as opposed to where it's located now?
So
That is something that we are looking at, is where the best fit is for Louisville Metro. We are currently looking at where the best fit is for Louisville Metro Animal Services, and so our transition team is doing a deep dive on that. And certainly one of the areas where we think that might be best served is under emergency services. And David and I have had that conversation, and that will make clear in the next couple of weeks.
Harry,
Maybe one more question.
having a full search on this, as far as I can tell, the people behind you all supported you and did not support your opponents in the primary or your opponents in the general election. So is there enough, there's diversity of region, there's diversity of skin color up here, is there a diversity of thought among this group? Is there enough of that? Should you have reached out to more people who didn't support you, bring you?
You clearly, you have not yet heard our conversations behind, over the past couple of years, or in some cases longer than that I've known these individuals. But we do definitely have a diversity of experience, a diversity of thought. Jackie and I just met very recently. We never, maybe we met briefly over the campaign, but nothing substantive. And I mean, Dana was not involved in the campaign, and David and I were former opponents on the campaign trail. This does not have anything to do with who supported me to be mayor. I plan to work with Democrats and Republicans and independents alike across this entire city. Last week, I met with State Senate President Robert Stivers. I've had conversations with Speaker Osborne at the Kentucky House. I have spoke to many people across this city that did not support me in my campaign, and that is okay. I don't care who you support in the campaign, because now we have a job to do. And if we don't all work together and put politics aside, we are not going to be able to address these incredible challenges that we face as a city. But so far what I've seen is that everyone wants to work together. Everyone wants to improve public safety. Everyone wants to address our homeless crisis. Everyone wants kids to have more opportunities to start preschool earlier. And so these are common goals that we all share. I'm committed to working with people across our city, across our state, regardless of their political persuasion, and I'm excited to move Louisville forward in a new direction. Thank you all very much, and we'll talk to you again soon.